Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back for another makeup video. As you can tell by the title, today we are going to be doing an updated everyday makeup look slash get ready with me. I promise you guys that I will give you all an update on my pregnancy, let you all know what's been happening, the scares that I had, the symptoms I was experiencing, and also what my early pregnancy symptoms and what led me to even test to begin with. So in this video, I will touch on all of those topics. If you are new here, my name is Tristen Marie, and on my channel we talk about real estate, motherhood, and lifestyle vlogging. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for always coming back to support your girl. Make sure you bring somebody with you the next time and have them subscribe and become a part of the Dossets family as well, because they're gonna love it here just as you do. Now, without making this intro too much longer, let's go ahead and get into the video. Hey you guys, let's go ahead and get started on this face. I'm gonna clip my hair back. I'm gonna curl my hair at the end, probably off camera. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and do this video. It is long overdue. So I am doing my makeup because I want to record my baby shower gift haul. But first, I already washed and cleansed my face and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this Milk Hydro Grip Set Refresh Spray on my face first. Also, I need to give you all an updated everyday makeup look. If I'm looking away from you all, it's because my mirror is on my wall right here. First, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all my secret to brow. I don't know if I told you all before, because I owe you all that video, but child, I just seem to not be getting anything done. So I use eyeshadow for my eyebrows because it kind of makes it not look as harsh. So I'm gonna go in with the Nubian palette by Juvia's Place. Y'all know it's my handy dandy one. Y'all seen this one in several, well, several, because I don't have that many makeup videos, but the makeup videos I do have, y'all have seen this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead first and just outline my brow. And I'm gonna get started with talking after I do my eyebrows. Y'all know eyebrows are tedious, honey. You gotta not be moving as much to get them right. And then I take the dark color right here. Y'all can see that I use that all the time, and then mix it with this lighter brown shade right here. So next I'm going to take this flathead brush. It's by e.l.f. And then I'm taking the Juvia's Place number 16 concealer, and I just wipe a little bit on the brush, and this is just to clean up the brow area. I'm almost done with these brows, y'all. Then we gonna get the talking, okay? I'm just gonna take a beauty blender and blend it out. Okay, so first I want to start off by talking about, I guess, the symptoms of how I knew, the symptoms I had in the early part of my pregnancy. So real quick in this video, I'm gonna try to quickly discuss my symptoms as well as just what's been going on with this pregnancy. It's been very different from my first pregnancy, which all pregnancies are different, but we had a few scares during this pregnancy, so I want to tell you all about it. But that's basically the gist of the story. I'm not going to go too much into the two week wait. I will touch briefly on it. If you all would like a separate video of that, I can do that. But basically what the 2-8 is, the 2-8 period is, it's just that period between the day you tried to conceive and then you getting a positive pregnancy test. Takes about 2 weeks. I have all of that documented, so if you want to know my experience and when I got my positive test, just let me know down in the comment section. I will be more than happy to film that video for you. Ooh, this is going to test my multitasking skills, okay? Because I know I suck at it. All right, so for the dark spots, y'all know I like to use the LA Pro Concealer Color Corrector. I apply that under my eye and on my dark spots on my face. But anywho, so the symptoms that I had that made me really take a pregnancy test, y'all. I feel like this go around, I didn't have many symptoms like that, only because we were trying to conceive, so I just know when to test anyway. But one of the indicators that this one might have been a positive, well, if y'all saw my pregnancy announcement video, y'all know that I stated it took us 4 cycles to conceive this go around of us trying, well, this go around, it's the only time we tried to get pregnant, but it took us 4 cycles to conceive, trying to get pregnant. 4 cycles is basically 4 months. But what gave me the indication that this is probably it, y'all, funny story, I was over at my best friend's house and we were drinking, turn it up. It was the day before New Year's Eve, so it was December 30th, I'll never forget. So, you know, we drank it, turning up, chilling, how I do with the Johnsons. And me and my best friend, we were like by each other. And that whole night, I kept having to pee. So all night, I'm just running to the bathroom, having to pee. Which really, I'm thinking, you know, it could be because I'm drinking. But then, too, I'm like, nah, I don't be peeing this much. But, too, my best friend pointed out, she was like, girl, you gotta pee again? She was like, Tristen, you might be pregnant. I was like, I might, you know, because we were trying. But still, we just laughed it off. So for this one, the first indication for me was the frequent running to the bathroom and having to pee, y'all. Like, it was non-stop. And then even once I found out that once I did get the positive, I still was having to pee all the time, especially during that first trimester. And then also I was getting a whole lot of headaches. I literally was getting like a headache every single day, which is not really unusual for me because I do tend to, well, especially when in my younger days, I was always one of those people who kept a headache. I don't know why, I just always did keep a headache. But this time I'm like, no, like I'm keeping the headache like every single day. Then real quick, I'm gonna take the beauty blender and blend that out. So that was one of the indications, the headaches, me having to pee all the time. And so that next day, after I left my best friend's house, so on December 31st, which I stated in that vlog, I woke up the next morning, took a pregnancy test. It was positive. I actually took like 3 that day and they were all positive. And then I also took 2 more like a couple days after that and they were positive. So if you all have been trying to conceive and y'all are running to the bathroom, that is a strong indication that you might be pregnant. If you're having headaches, that's a strong indication you might be pregnant. And then my early symptoms during my first trimester, I had a whole lot of bloating. Like I said, I kept a headache every single day. I was extremely fatigued, y'all. I was so freaking tired. Like, I just looked extra pale, which in the wintertime I do get lighter than I normally do. But y'all, it was too light. Real quick, I'm taking that same Juvia's Place concealer number 16 to go over where I applied the color corrector, and I'm using that same beauty blender to blend that in as well. I was extremely tired. Didn't feel good at all. And it was a lot of days of that. My breasts were extremely sore. It was sore to the touch. Like, I couldn't even really lay on it. It was so sore, whereas if I sleep I don't know if this TMI, but I sleep without a bra. I hope most women sleep without a bra. But anywho, no judgment if you don't. I sleep without a bra. My shirt just rubbing against my nipples, it hurt. So that was that. Like I said, the pee, tender breast, frequent headaches. That was basically all that I was feeling during that first trimester, but I was feeling those every day. So that can be exhausting if you're not feeling good every day. Like, just imagine, y'all. And I felt like I looked like I didn't feel good, right? Then too, my mama kept telling me, like, I feel like I already have kind of wide hips, right? But I swear, during my early part of my pregnancy, my mama would always say something about my hips. My mama and Miss Norma, actually. And so I'm just like, y'all, I got hips anyway. But they swore during that early pregnancy time my hips had gotten bigger. So that was that. Also, another symptom that I was having, and this symptom lasts up until like halfway through my second trimester, y'all. Smells. Oh my gosh, the smell of things. Like, especially during the first trimester, I could not have a plug-in in my house, and I love plug-ins, but I don't know what it was, but it was just making me sick, making my head hurt worse. So I literally could not have plug-ins in the house. Like, Josh would try to plug it in, yeah, I would go and unplug it because it was just making me sick. And I was just like, I know I didn't go through this with Justice, baby. I didn't feel nothing like this with Justice. Y'all know for my everyday makeup look, I don't really do eyeshadow, but I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation using this NARS. This is in the color Syracuse Medium Deep 1. Now, my color has been a little off. Too, my neck has gotten extremely dark during this pregnancy, which my neck got black with Justice. But yeah, so it's gonna look a little funny, and I'm gonna have to use like a darker, well, I used it before, but normally I stopped using the dark concealer for my contour for my everyday makeup look, and I was just using just the powder from NARS, the bronzer, whatever it's called. I would just use that, but I had to start back using that darker concealer because this is gonna look extra funny on my face. But yeah, I'm gonna pat it in with this, y'all. This is the best foundation brush. If y'all do not have this, this is by Juvia's Place, baby. When I said, I was just trying it out because it was on sale. I think I got it for like $8 or $7. But y'all, it's so freaking smooth and soft, and it just like, I swear I seen a difference in my makeup when I started using this brush. Like, I'm not even being extra. So if you know, you know, get your hands on this Juvia's Place foundation brush. I will try to link all of the products. Ooh, I do want to be one of them girls, so I guess I will try to link all of the products in my description box. But yeah, y'all, my smell was way different, like to the point Josh started calling me a hound dog, because when I said I could smell everything, I could smell everything, and he like, how in the world do you smell that? And I would be right on, like he wouldn't even have to tell me something he done did. I'm like, you did this, you did that, because I smell it. He was like, yeah. So my smell was off. There was another symptom that I had for a long time, and really stuff would just easily give me a headache. So like I said, I kept a headache, and it was to the point where I would call my doctor and, you know, or mention it at my doctor's appointment, because I'm like, now I'm keeping a headache too often. And then, you know, you see these things that talks about pregnant people taking Tylenol, that can lead to autism and all of that. So I would not try to take a Tylenol every time I had a headache, but some days I just could not help it. Like, it was some weeks, y'all, like I had a headache every single day, but some days it wasn't, like, it was bad, but it wasn't intolerable bad like the other days. So I remember one week though, I had to take a Tylenol, 2 of them, you know, the 1,000 milligram, like 4 days out of the week. So yeah, that's just what I was experiencing early on. I'm so glad now I do not get a headache like that at all. Like, that stopped. I think my headache stopped halfway through my second trimester. It eased up. If I do get a headache, it's nothing like it was at first. I can tolerate plug-ins now, so I'm back to, you know, using plug-ins and everything. Smells. I had to stop wearing perfume because that smell would just irritate me. I had to stop wearing it. But I'm back to basically feeling more like myself now. I am one to have had extremely low iron, so of course during those early parts of my pregnancy I didn't have energy to do anything, so I was just always fatigued, always tired. So okay, so now I want to briefly discuss, you know, what's been going on with me during my pregnancy, the scares that I have had. So first, the first scare that I had, I think they told me this, it was during my 20-something weeks. I am currently, this week I will be 6 weeks away. So this week I will be 34 weeks pregnant. Right now I'm like 33 weeks pregnant in like 4 days. So, cause on Thursday I will be 34 weeks pregnant. So yeah, just to tell y'all. So I think it has to be around, it wasn't my halfway point. I didn't know then. Oh, it was. That's when it first happened. I was like 21 weeks and I had to do the anatomy scan, right? So that's basically the scan that really checks your baby measurements, everything, you know, to make sure the baby is growing like it should and all of that, right? So now I'm going to take my NARS concealer. This is in the color Nougatine. It says light 22. This is what this is the travel size. I had to try it out because I'm like, this might be too pale for me, but it actually works. But this is what it looks like. I'm gonna apply that under my eye. I apply it like this. Now bring it down. Do the other side. Right, and then I take that same Juvia's Place concealer. I go over it some and then I drag this out like this. I don't want under my eye to be too bright, but I will, you know, just the beginning is fine, but I don't want that. Then I also take this to go down my nose, right here. I don't have to, my everyday makeup look, I do not apply it up here. I just kind of drag that up. It goes up. Y'all know I already got a big forehead, so I really don't need to highlight that part too much. But yeah, I normally use my little fan to make it dry quicker, but I ain't getting back up. Anywho, so back to my anatomy scan. So around 20 weeks, I had the anatomy scan. You know, they didn't say nothing at that appointment, right? So I'm thinking everything is fine. Of course, the ultrasound tech do not tell you anything what's going on. I was asking questions. I was like, you know, does the baby have all of his fingers? You see all his 10 fingers, 10 toes. She's like, yeah, she did tell me that. Yes, the baby has all his fingers and toes and everything. She looked, what at the time I did not know it was a girl because we hadn't had the gender reveal yet. So she was like, baby looks fine. And my best friend was actually at that appointment with me, Kanita, because she's the one who knew the sex of the baby. So she was at the ultrasound with me and we was laughing at the baby feet and everything because my girl foot looks freaking long, which is not out of the ordinary because Justice has long feet as well. So we were laughing about the long limbs, long arms, all of that. I was like, girl, she gonna be big like Justice, right? So anywho, I didn't go back to my doctor until like around the 24, 25 week mark. It was like 4 weeks after that appointment because at the time I was only going once a week. I mean, once a month. So my thought process is, you know, I'm thinking, okay, just my regular appointment, ain't gonna tell me nothing. Girl. Baby girl. Okay, baby girl. No ma'am. Real quick, I'm gonna take this brush and just kind of flatten out, make this smooth, the concealer under my eye. And I try to do the end go up in the upper motion. Y'all know that helps snatch your face. But anywho, so I went to my next appointment, which was like a whole freaking month later. And my doctor, you know, tells me something about the nasal bone, right? So at the time, she was like, the nasal bone didn't appear, right? So I had never heard that before because, like I said, I didn't have any of these issues with Justice. And so I'm just like, okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking, she was just like, but it's nothing to worry about. You passed your genetic testing that I had done in like 9 weeks. You passed your genetic testing and everything. So she's not too concerned with anything, but she did just want to let me know that the baby has an absent nasal bone. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, so is she telling me this baby ain't got a nose? Like, you know, what is she saying? Because she didn't just flat out say anything other than literally what I just said. And so I didn't ask no questions. I didn't know what she was saying, right? So I left feeling confused. So I called my mama and I told her, you know, what the doctor told me. I'm going to just spray this. Normally I damp my beauty blender for my under eye concealer and stuff in water, but I'm not getting up, so I'm just gonna use this same Hydro Grip spray and damp it and then just blend it in that way. But anywho, so I called my mama and I'm like, I think she's saying this baby ain't got no nose. She said, my mama said, Tristen, I doubt that's what she's saying. She was like, what did she say? I'm like, I don't really remember, but I just left feeling like she was indicating is something wrong with her nose. I don't know if she don't got a nose or what. And so my mama said, what she probably said is the baby has an absent nasal bone nose. She didn't say she didn't have a nose. I said, that's exactly what she said. She was like, okay. She was like, well, you know what that means, right? I'm like, well, is her nose gonna be looking funny? You know, my mama's like, no, girl. She like, absent nasal bone is an indication for Down syndrome. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, like, is Jade? Well, at the time I didn't know it was Jade. Well, yeah, by this time I didn't know it was Jade. I'm like, Down syndrome. I'm like, but I took genetic testing at the, you know, early on and we passed that. I said, so, you know, Down syndrome? What? So she was like, so I was like, so the next day I left with that, right? My mom, I was on the phone with her. So the next day I went over to my mama's house and I think I did too much. I can't really see. Hold on, let me go get it. Okay, I'm back. That was a lot better. But now to kind of, because I did too much concealer, I'm going to just kind of take my foundation brush and just brush over that. Just to get out them harsh lines. Kind of blend it in more. So now I'm going to go ahead. I told y'all my makeup makes my face look light. So I'm going to go ahead with this Pro Concealer LA Girl. I don't know what color this is, but it's like a dark brown. To do the contour of my face. To contour my face. Push some out. The way this nose spreads, y'all, I be having to make it look smaller. Take it on my forehead as well. Then I'm going to take my Real Technique brush. Is in the number 200. It just say Expert Face Brush. This is what it looks like. I used it yesterday, so I already had makeup on it. And then I just blend this out. And I kind of take this down a little bit longer. So anywho, so my mama was like, the next day I went over her house. And I'm like, my mom was like, call her back and let's talk to her. So I called my doctor's office back. She ended up having to call me back, which she did. And so I was like, hey, I said, yesterday when you were saying something to me about the nasal bone nose, I said, were you indicating Down syndrome? She was like, yes. My whole thought process then was, why you just, to me, you need to be specific. Like, I've never heard that before. I don't really know anyone personally with Down syndrome, so I don't know any markers or anything. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, oh, okay. I was thinking something totally different. I said, so what would be, okay, I said, so what's the next step then, you know, to kind of see if that's really what it is. And so she explained to me that she can refer me out to a fetal ultrasound place, right? It's like, I guess for high risk women, they have to go there to get monitored closely and to do a deeper scan and all of that. She said, so I can refer you out there. I had to wait like three weeks from hearing that news before I can get an appointment. So just imagine those 3 weeks. I only told people that was super close to me because I'm like, for one, I want to make sure before, you know, and you just never know really people's intentions if you don't really trust people. I didn't want it to get out much because you can really have somebody like praying on your downfall or praying for something bad to happen to you. And so for me, that's just something that I wanted to not really get out. It's not that I was embarrassed about it because, you know, I would talk about it with people, but only to people who I trusted and who I knew had my best interests. But even like some of my not close friends, but my friends that I see on a regular, I didn't even tell them. But like, of course, my best friend knew, my sister, my mama knew, Josh knew, and then Miss Norma knew. We talked about it, and Alicia knew. That was basically all the people that I told right at the time, because I just kind of, I didn't know how to feel about it, because I was thinking like, wow, I didn't really ever think, you know, then you get to think about stuff. I'm like, I didn't really see that for myself, having to deal with that. But okay, you know, let's find out. So I finally go to my appointment that I was referred to at the fetal ultrasound place, and had another ultrasound. Then I had to have a consult after that ultrasound, and she basically like said the same thing, like, okay, the nasal bone is not showing up, but they also assured me the same way that they're not really concerned about Down syndrome for me, because I passed the genetic testing, and in babies of colors, especially African Americans and I want to say Indian people, I think that's what she said, that is often where it will not show up in the ultrasound. But once I had a baby, it could be there. It could just, you know, or for it to be small in babies of colors too. And so I'm just like, okay, so they gave me the option of the only way now that I could test for Down syndrome is if I do an amniosis test, or I might be pronouncing it wrong, but that's basically where they would have to take the amniotic fluid, and test that for any chromosomal disorders and all of that. But with that comes with high risk, and at this point I'm like 27 weeks pregnant, 26, 27 weeks pregnant by the time I made it to this appointment. So at this point it's just kind of like, okay, you take the test, a high risk test that can cause miscarriages or leaking fluid, whatever, that cause other stuff. You take the test and it's positive. What are you going to do about it? You know, it's too late for you to even consider an abortion. Not that I would have, but I'm just saying, like, at this point you found out positive that she is Down syndrome. What are you going to do, right? So I was just like, you know what, at this point, we made it this far in this pregnancy. My mama would, you know, speak positive of it. But then we would also joke, because in her ultrasounds, when I say my girl nose look huge, I'm like, I don't see how they saying she ain't got no nasal bone or it's small, because her nose is huge to me. But anywho, my mama would joke about that often. But it's just like, at this point, what are we gonna do? Okay, I just might have a special needs child, right? So I'm still trying to gather my head around that. But then, I went back to my doctor, and now they start saying she's underweight. So I'm like, oh Lord, like, not to mention by now I was diagnosed with I've always had anemia, right? But at this other ultrasound, at the high risk ultrasound place, they took my blood and everything, y'all. Now I am severely anemic, and I have to go to get some iron infusions because I do have iron pills that I was taking, but they wasn't really helping, and my blood count was getting, my whatever count, white cell, but whatever that does test for anemia, whatever count was extremely low. So now I gotta go in and get iron infusions. So I'm just like, oh honey, this is too much. I ain't have to go through this with Justice. So I'm really freaking out on the inside, but you would have never known, because I'm just like, okay, stay positive about everything, because you know, it is what it is. We just gonna pray about it. You know, I would try to make little jokes, but really deep inside, I'm just like, oh, this is too much. This is too much. But I'm taking my translucent powder by Black Romance. It's in the color banana. It's the loose setting powder, and y'all know I take the beauty blender brush, rub it on my hand first to kind of smooth it out, and then I apply it to my face. And I like to kind of leave it, like, push it in. So anywho, now I done had to go to a oncology place to get 2 rounds of iron infusions. But I will say, once I completed that, when I say I feel so much better. Like, before then, I'm always tired. I was super duper pale. So even after my first round, the people who knew that I was going to get it, they like, Tristen, you're picking back up color. I'm telling y'all this while I ain't been on the YouTube like that. I've been having too much going freaking on. For real. But they like, Tristen, you picking back up some color now and stuff like that. So after the second one, yeah, I felt so much better. So definitely, if you all have low iron and you just tired all the time, and you even starting to look different, like, you definitely need to talk to your doctor, which they probably would recommend it anyway. But definitely talk to your doctor about getting some iron infusions. I swear that was a life changer for me. And they said the 2 infusions should hold me over even up to delivery, because like I said, I still have energy. Like, at first I was just waking up tired, like I never went to sleep. I would wake up exhausted, like it's hard for me to do anything. I'm just laying around all day trying to do stuff. I'm still having to be a mama, but it's so hard for me to do that, because then I start feeling guilty, you know, getting mom guilt again, because I'm like, Lord, I ain't really spending no fun time with Justice because I'm just so freaking tired. But when I say those iron infusions helped, like, it really was the game changer. And I'm just taking this NARS. This is a bronzer. It's just, I guess it's in the color Laguna. This is what it looks like. And I'm just taking it to outline everywhere where I put that dark concealer at for the contour. Then I also take it and rub on my eyelid for my everyday makeup look, because I don't really use eyeshadow. But I be wanting my eyelid to just look a little darker, not just all one color. So I take this to kind of break up that bland, plain looking color. Then I also took it and put it on my concealer on my cheeks and on my forehead as well. And then I also rub it under my chin for my double chin. It kind of camouflages that. So anywho, I end up having to get iron infusions, which that definitely helped me feel so much better from the iron infusions. I'm gonna just take this other Real Technique brush. It's in the number 402, and I just kind of brush out everywhere where I put that setting, that loose powder. So yeah, y'all. So then I got the news that Jade is underweight. So the first time my doctor brought it to my attention, this was before I had went. No, it wasn't. Yeah, this was before I had went to the first time I had went to the high risk place. She was like, baby is measuring a little small, but she's not too concerned about it. At the time, she was on an 18 percentile. She was like, we don't really get concerned about it until they get 10% or under. Then, you know, we'll get concerned about it. So then the next time when I went to that fetal place, they told me that she is measuring 13%. So I'm like, okay. Last time my doctor told me 18, now she's 13. So to me, you know, she must not really be growing. So they told me that they wanted to monitor the baby's measurements. So for me to come there, they gonna schedule me out in 3 weeks, see if the baby picks up any weight, and then come there to get another ultrasound. And so by now I'm having to go to 2 different ultrasounds places to monitor the baby. So of course it makes you feel like this is serious, right? Which it was. By this time I had to go back to it was time for my doctor's appointment at my doctor's office. And y'all, she told me baby was measuring at 8%. So I'm like, oh, 8%? That's under the 10%. So she was like, yeah, we just have to watch it closely. She then scheduled my appointments closer together at the other place. So I'm like, you know what? By now, I'm just praying all the time. Like, God, please let this baby be okay. Let her pick up some weight. Let her not have Down syndrome. I'm just praying nonstop all day now, just from all the news that I have been getting. I'm going to apply this, spray this all over my face to kind of help set what I've done so far. So I'm just like really nervous on the inside, but I think when people talk to me about it, I think I'm, you know, playing it cool. But I was nervous, okay? I was nervous. So, anywho, fast forward, I had another appointment at the fetal place, and I asked during the ultrasound, I said, well, anyway, they was going to tell me how much the baby weighed. At the time, when she was 8%, she was 2 pounds and 2 pounds and 13 ounces, and I think she should have been around like 3.5 or so. And so I'm just praying now, between that break period of me going back to it for another update, I'm just like, God, please let this baby be at least 3.2 pounds. Like, you know, let it be going up on a percentage scale. Let's not keep going down, because too, I know that then I would have to start looking into maybe getting induced, because maybe I do have fibroids, and so they didn't know if that was restricting the baby's growth or what. But then of course I had to start, she said we might have to consider like getting induced early and all of that, because the baby may grow better on the outside versus the inside. So I'm just like, ugh. Then too, I'm just like, darn, I'm gonna have a little baby, and I know the baby not gonna get to come home with me, you know, once I have it, especially if I gotta get induced early and stuff. So I just didn't want to go through all that. So I'm just praying like, Lord, when I go back, child, I start claiming stuff, laying hands on my stomach, like I'm just claiming this baby gonna be at least 3.2 pounds to at least 3.5 pounds at minimum. We want bigger, we'll take bigger, but at minimum, that's what we asking for. Y'all, when I went to that appointment, so she was like, we finna measure the baby. So every time I had an ultrasound, y'all, I swear it like gave me anxiety. Like I would just slick, my heart would be beating so freaking fast on the inside. Like I was playing it cool, but I was so anxious at every doctor's appointment, just because I felt like every time I had went, they was telling me something else. So something else that I didn't want to hear. So I'm just super duper anxious. And so I'm like, okay, what is gonna be now? Hold on. Okay, I was trying to find my MAC. I'm out of breath because I just went down the stairs back up, but I'm trying to find my MAC concealer. I mean mascara. Can't find it, so I'm gonna have to use this Mega Lash by Maybelline. Hopefully it's something in here to apply to my lashes before I apply my false lashes. But anywho, at my next appointment at the fetal place, I was just praying for her to be at least 3.2 to 3.5 pounds. So y'all, she had told me the weight and it was 4 pounds, which put her back on schedule, right? So I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like, y'all, that was a huge relief because I was really worried. I was more so worried about her weight at this point than the Down syndrome thing. At the time, according to my What to Expect app that I have for you know, all my pregnancy stuff, it was saying that she's going to gain at least another 2 to 5 pounds at that point. So I was like, okay, cool. So she probably end up being close, if not a little bit more than what Justice weighed. Like I said, well, I don't know if I said, but when I had Justice, she was 8 pounds 4 ounces. So she was a pretty big baby. So at that time, she was already, Jade was measuring at 4 pounds. So I was like, yeah, I still had another like 2.5 months to go. So I was like, okay, she should at least be 6 pounds, 6-some pounds, 6, 7. So I was definitely relieved. So y'all, when I say, like, I called before I even left, before I even had my consult, I called my mama. I'm like, Mama, Jade is 4 pounds. She's 4 pounds. So everybody was so happy because I think that was a concern for everybody. But we really wasn't just saying much to each other about it. I know my mama didn't really want me to stress about it, which I slick was. I just kind of kept it in. But I'm going to go ahead and take this Wet n Wild. Y'all know it's my little blush that I am going to get me. I do want to try some other little blush. I kind of want to try the little liquid brush that a lot of people use now. But I just don't ever buy it for whatever reason. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and order me some. But I'm gonna apply this blush to my cheeks, and I don't like a lot of blush, so I know some people love blush. I don't like a lot of blush. And then I also apply it to the tip of my nose. So yeah, now she's measuring on schedule and everything. So that was a relief. So like I said, I'm not really concerned with the Down syndrome scare anymore. And then too, on that app, it's like it has a community group for all the September mommies to be's, and I'm a part of that group. And so a lot of them has had the same scare on their previous pregnancy as well, and they reassured me that their baby came out fine, especially if the baby only has like one marker. As far as the nasal bone, that was the only marker that she had, like I said. And then she was a little underweight, but I think that was more so because of my fibroids, or I don't think it had nothing to do with that. But I'm gonna say, because my doctor was like, it probably was because of my fibroids. I do have like 3 to 4 fibroids, so I'm thinking it's because of that. But that was basically like the only indication for the Down syndrome was the absent nasal bone nose. And then really at my last doctor's office, my last ultrasound at my doctor's office, I asked the technician, did she see a nasal bone nose? And she was like, yes, she see a very small one. So I had asked my doctor about it once I got to talk to my doctor after the ultrasound. She was like, yeah, it is there. She said, but the other places they're saying it's not there. So she's not concerned with anything at this point. Like I said, even if it was to be true, it's nothing we can do about it. We're too far along. Like now I am 33 weeks and like 4 days. So I'm definitely at the end of my pregnancy, which I'm excited about. So that's my little update, y'all. My little my pregnancy experience, symptoms, scares. Like when I say this one has been different, it's been different, right? So y'all, please let me know down in the comment section how your pregnancy journey has been going for you. If you experienced anything similar to what I've stated, I would love to hear your story as well. Real quick, I'm going to apply these lashes, preferably off camera. Y'all know I can't do these a little too long. I ordered these off of Amazon yesterday. I just wanted to try getting, like, instead of keep going to the store and buying one, then I end up getting the ones that I don't like from the store. So I bought these from Amazon. Like, this whole pack literally was only like $8. So I'm trying them out. I mean, it had pretty good reviews. This is what the packaging look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lashes. All that I have to do left on camera is my lip, apply my lashes, and the highlight. So I'm gonna apply my lashes, which I would then probably go ahead and just curl my hair once I'm in the bathroom anyway. So then I'm gonna come back to close out this video. Okay, y'all, I am back. I applied my lashes and I went ahead and put on my highlight. It's that same Juvia's Place highlight that I use in all my videos. It's my favorite. I will link it down below. It's the goldish looking one. I cannot remember the name, and it's in my bathroom, y'all, and I'm already back on this floor. So we're not gonna try to get up. Just tried to straighten my hair back really quick. This is my last day putting heat on it. My hair is just flourishing, y'all. But I'm gonna apply. Y'all know you cannot forget about your bottom lashes. So apply some mascara on there, and then I'm going to do my lip, and then we gonna be done. Now for the lip, I'm going to use, let's see. If that's in my bathroom, I'm not going to get it. And it is. So for my lip, for the outline, I'm going to just use this MAC. It's kind of like this, what is it called? This is called the Natural Born Leader. It's number 659 matte lipstick. I'm just going to use it to outline my lips, and then I'm going to go in with the Anastasia's Nude Color Lipstick, and it's going to be a matte lip. So just outline it. I wanted to use my brown Juvia's Place liner, but it's not with me where I'm at the moment. All right, you guys, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed my little pregnancy update and the symptoms that I had that, you know, triggered for me that I was probably pregnant this go around. Like I said, if you would like for me to go more in depth about the 2-week wait period, just let me know down in the comment section. I would be more than happy to tell you all my experience with that and the symptoms. I was documenting every day what I was feeling, so I do have that in my phone. But if you all want to hear that, I would just do a separate video on that. And then also, if you all would like a more detailed video of my updated everyday makeup look, I think I have definitely got this look down packed now. I definitely see a progress from when I first did my first makeup everyday makeup look video here on my channel. So if you all like my look, let me know down in the comment section as well. This is very simple, very easy. As y'all know, I always say I am not a makeup artist. I do not aspire to be an artist. I just know what works for me and the things and the tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way that I have applied to myself. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video. Thank you all for watching. If you have made it to the end, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tap the bell so you never miss another upload from your girl, and tell your mamas, your aunties, your uncles, everybody about my channel. Bring them along with you the next time you watch one of my videos and hasn't subscribed, because they're gonna love it here just like you do. Okay, I do have some more baby content coming up. Right now I'm about to go and film my baby shower haul, the items that I received. So if you all would like to see that video, make sure you check that out. It will probably be posted after this one. And then I know for what's to come, like in August, I'm going to try to just finish my baby content. I know I'm going to do the what's in my hospital bag, the diaper bag. I'm going to do another deep cleaning reset type of video to get ready for the baby, as well as nesting, putting up the bassinet, and putting together the stroller, the car seat, all of that good stuff, the little organization thing that I have that I'm going to use for the time being while we're still here at our apartment. Like I said, I definitely do have some moving content coming up for you all in our house process. I have been documenting that as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to get back in the groove of things. So make sure you all are subscribed and tap the bell so you don't miss out on what's to come. And I will catch you all in my next video, y'all. Bye.